Previously on My Kitchen Rules.
Your test is to create dishes that can travel.
Cooking for hundreds of hungry picnickers.
They're absolutely flying out the door, Bill.
It's honey-baked ham.
Saw Mel and James fail to go the distance.
I'm going to be brutal. I think it was pretty boring.
Placing them in tonight's sudden death cook-off. Then last night,
Both of you will be cooking, but not at the same time.
What? You've got to be kidding me.
after a day of twists and turns,
I just feel like I've let the team down.
the bottom team was chosen.
Kane and Lee, we'll see you back here for the sudden death cook-off.
Tonight,
We love working together in the kitchen and we make a great partnership in the kitchen.
Too late now. What are you doing? Could you not do it near the mushrooms, please?
is the Tassie team about to tumble,
Clean plates like usual.
or has time run out for Victoria?
We're cutting a bit finely.
Our judges' table will decide.
That's a very firm start.
We've got a real competition on our hands tonight.
Walking into Kitchen HQ today, so many emotions are running through your mind. You remember what you've done in the competition and what you've been taught, and you just hope that you put it into practice today.
We know it's do or die today. We're going to go in there with all guns blazing and cook the 3 best meals that we've ever cooked. Hopefully that's enough to get us through.
I don't want this to be the last time we're walking into here. I don't want to go home.
Teams, what a week. Each time you cook, the standard improves. And for us, each time, the judging gets harder. To the point where the essence of a sauce or the final detail of a dessert can mean the difference between staying or leaving.
We find ourselves in this position tonight because last night with the duck and apple, we didn't put a sauce on it. And tonight in the sudden death cook-off, we're definitely going to make sure it's perfect.
Melanie and James, Ken and Lee, tonight you will battle it out in the sudden death cook-off.
If we are to have an advantage over Kane and Lee today, I think it's the fact that we love working together in the kitchen and we make a great partnership in the kitchen. So don't underestimate Tasmania, we've got so much to offer.
You know, for us, Victoria and Tasmania are both such great food centres of Australia. So this is going to be a tough one.
But Tassie's food's a bit better.
I said from the start, as long as we beat bloody Tasmania.
Right.
So we've got our chance now, so we better not screw it up.
Tonight, you will be cooking your best 3-course dinner. As always, our 4 guest judges will be joining us just before entrees are served.
May the best team win. Your kitchens are ready. Take your stations and put your aprons on.
The adrenaline is going because we're going up against Melanie and James. They're great chefs, so we're going to really have to put our best foot forward today.
We've really grown to love Kane and Lee over the last few weeks, but today it's a different ballgame. They're our competitors, so we're really passionate about presenting fantastic meals today.
Teams, your entrees need to be on the table in 1.5 hours. Your time starts now.
I'm going to boil some water first, yes?
Perfect. For entree tonight, we're making a Korean beef tartare with cucumber, nashi pear, and pine nuts.
For the main, we're making a Hainanese chicken with rice and chicken broth.
And for dessert tonight, we're making a sweet black rice pudding with kaffir lime leaf, bananas, and toasted coconut.
For entree, we're making quail stuffed with honey brown mushrooms, and we're serving it with spinach, pine nuts and bacon. For main today, we're making a fish stew with a tomato base and a roux on the side. And we're making chocolate fondants with creme de menthe and chocolate ice cream for dessert.
Okay,
I'll get onto the ice cream.
You'll get straight on the ice cream. I'll
Yep.
start cutting up stuff for the fish stock.
So the main thing is to get the chicken boiling as quick as we can.
Even though this 90 minutes is time to cook the entree, we need to get started on the main as well.
I'm going to start on the main right now. Guess I need to get it cooked.
I need to get started on the master stock for the Hainanese chicken. So it's water, Shaoxing wine, spring onion, garlic, ginger, and half a cup of salt. So I need to get that on pronto.
The most difficult part of this is the chicken needs to sit for about 3 hours, and we just don't have 3 hours today.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to trying Kane and Lee's Hainanese chicken rice. It's one of my absolute favourite dishes. I know that they're great Asian cooks, so I can't wait to taste it.
Melanie gets straight onto the ice cream. It's very important that that gets done and into the freezer before we put it into the ice cream machines ready for desserts.
The creme de menthe ice cream is more of a sorbet. It doesn't actually have cream in it at all. Try not to spit that around, because if you get that into this, then we'll be in trouble. Now in some water.
Crème de menthe is basically a sweet, minted flavor, alcoholic liqueur. They seem to put a lot in a sorbet mix, and alcohol and sugar doesn't really freeze together.
So I'm going to start on the beef now for the tartare.
Yep, do that.
For this entree, we're taking a classic French recipe, tartare of steak, and making it Korean, which is a bit risky, especially since we have a French chef as a judge.
This is going to impress the guest judges, don't you think?
I hope so.
A Korean beef tartare is basically raw chopped beef flavored with egg yolk, pear, sesame oil, chili sauce, and cabbage. And it's really strong flavor, beautiful, and a lot of zing.
It is an interesting dish. I mean, it's not something that I guess everyone would have had at home themselves.
My priority for this entree is to cut the meat really thinly. It needs to almost be minced.
So I want to have all this beef cut up and ready to go for the next 15 minutes.
Good.
If my husband was to see that, he'll say, where's the barbecue? Put it on the barbie for me.
For the main course, we're making our own fish stock today so that it's more authentic than just something we'd get out of a packet. Once I have the veggies in the pot, I get this fish head out of the fridge.
Breakfast.
Oh, that looks disgusting.
Who invents things like this?
Now I have to cut up this fish head to make it fit into the stock pot, and it's just staring at me, and for some reason it scares me still.
Glad I'm
still
in the
moving.
department.
As a musician of over 20 years now, my hands are very precious. They're lovely and soft, never done too much hard work in their life. So for me to have to deal with this fish head today, it was just a nightmare.
I don't want it all over the mushrooms. That's fair.
Sounds like they're smashing out meat, yeah?
Or James.
Or James. Melanie's beating up on James.
Melanie's
already.
beating up James.
That was easy.
I did ask you to wait till my
Oh, you
dessert.
did too.
Too late now. James plonks the fish head right next to my ice cream, which I'm not too impressed about. We don't want fish-flavoured ice cream today, so I'm able to whip it away before too much damage is done. Could you not do it near the mushrooms, please?
Oh, I'm trying to get away from everything else.
You've got 1 hour left. Your entree should be taking shape.
For main course, Kane and Lee are doing a classic chicken dish from China, where you actually poach the whole chicken in a stock. So you get a beautiful chicken stock, but at the end result, you get a white cut chicken, which you serve with accompaniments.
So we get that chicken in soon.
For the main, I need to get this chicken in the pot as soon as possible because there's 14 minutes of actually cooking on the heat and then it's off the heat and poaching for at least 2 hours. So the sooner it gets in there, the sooner it starts poaching.
That's going in there for 14 minutes exactly.
All right, so time that.
I've chopped the beef for the entree. Now I need to make this sauce. It has soy sauce, it has the apple juice, it has the garlic, it has the chili, and it has the Chinese rice wine.
And you said rice wine vinegar, yeah? Not the shaoxing?
No, the rice syrup.
I've got a few concerns about the entree. The main things being that we're serving raw beef with a raw egg, so the sauce needs to be balanced to perfection because if it's not, it's going to taste bad.
What do you think of this? I think that stuff made it taste a bit funny.
I like it.
You like it?
With an hour to go, Melanie gets the ice cream into the freezer before we put it into the ice cream machine, and we really need to get stuck into the entree. What I need to do is separate the skin from the quail, just so that we've got room there to stuff the mushrooms underneath.
We're stuffing mushrooms under the skin of the quail because it just adds a beautiful flavour to the quail. Quail and mushrooms are a perfect combination.
This right, is it, darling?
I look over and I don't know what he's doing, but he seems to be pulling the actual flesh off the bottom of the quail, so he's not even touching the skin. I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? Oh, sake, James. I push him out of the way and I do the job myself. I don't know if we're going to be able to manage this.
It's the sudden death cook-off and we're cooking our best 3-course meal. At the end of tonight, someone's going home.
So we're going to try that Korean chili powder and see what it's like too.
We've got 2 completely different styles of menu from our teams tonight. We've got Kane and Lee taking us on an Asian journey, whereas Melanie and James are going down the more traditional European route.
We've got about 45 minutes to go. We've decided to make chocolate fondants because we like them and they're yummy. Everybody likes chocolate. I'm not too worried because I know that our fondants will only take about 10 minutes in the oven. It's better for us if we get them into the fridge and let them sit for a couple of hours because they actually cook better in the long run. Can you open the fridge for me, darling?
We're going to get the dessert started as well because the black rice needs to cook.
I need to put the black rice on for the dessert.
It takes about 40 minutes to cook, Lee, so we're just going to have to time it right.
Yeah, because we're not going to have time in the other courses either.
The menus today are actually quite technical and getting all those minor details right is actually quite involved.
I start stuffing mushrooms under the skin of the quail. Without them, it'll just be boring old quail, so we have to get both of those right. We've got about 45 minutes to go. Then I sear the quails just so that we get some nice crispy skin on one side. Once I've browned the quail, I also put a little bit of butter underneath the skin and it really does make them really quite tender. So it's better to do a little bit of pan frying and finish off in the oven for a better product. James, could you put the quail in, please?
In the oven, yep.
Just pop it in the oven.
They can go in there for 7 or 8 minutes before they need to come out and rest.
Right.
It's got 30 minutes left, Lee.
What else do we need to get done?
We need to, I'm going to chop some chili next, so you
and
keep
then
doing
you're
that.
going to mix it?
Then I'm going to, marinate that mince.
Yep. And then just plating up an egg, right?
And then I need to plate up the egg.
Traditional beef tartare is the French way. They're usually served quite neat in restaurants in an egg ring, but Korean beef tartare, I'm going to go with a more rustic flavour today.
Okay, so presentation, Lee. We're going to crack an egg in the middle of it still.
Yep.
As Kane and Lee are plating up entree, it looks a bit messy. If you go to a Korean restaurant, a fine dining one, then it would be presented immaculately.
You right? Do you know what you're doing?
Yep.
Sure? We would be mad to serve up a dish today that didn't have sauce. Manu, in particular, is very, very keen on a sauce. He thinks it brings the entire dish together.
Probably didn't need that much onion, I don't reckon.
It's really just using the pan juices from the quail, a little bit of chicken stock, some onion, and even some of the juices from the mushroom pan. Once it all comes together with a little bit of mustard, I'm just going to strain it, and that will go on as the sauce.
Get started on the spinach now, darling.
Beautiful. Sounds good.
The guest judges are arriving at the table now, guys.
How you going, James?
Teams, you've got 10 minutes left.
Plating up should be your focus. Remember, if it's not perfect, don't serve it.
We have 4 extra judges now, very well respected in the industry. The pressure's on. We really have to lift our game. You need to start on that egg.
Oh, the egg's coming.
There's
It's okay.
13 minutes.
Yeah, I can do it in like 10 seconds. It's fine.
Cannot.
The only thing I'm nervous about with the presentation of this dish is splitting the yolk, because if you have a messy egg yolk on top of the tartare, it just doesn't look good at all.
This is the fiddly part of the dish.
While Kane is putting the egg into all of the beef mounds, I'm putting the finishing touches on. So the nashi pan needs to go on, the cucumber needs to go on, the wombok, the spring onion, and also a chili as well. So hopefully we'll get it out on time and it'll look pretty as well.
Yeah. It's like broke.
You can cover it. It's okay. Just leave it.
You sure?
5 minutes to go, we start plating up. We're going for a very simple presentation, so we're just going to cut the quail in half and sit it over the spinach and pour a little bit of sauce around the side.
Got the shakes. I better stop shaking. I'd be right, I reckon.
You know they love their sauces, darling.
As I'm putting the sauce onto the quail, I'm hoping our sauce is okay, but I'm a little bit nervous.
5 minutes.
There's minutes to go and we just need to put our finishing touches on it. It's frantic. We're just looking at all of the plates and thinking, what's missing? Have we done enough?
We've got to put the sesame seeds on. We're going to dress this other one that we mucked up.
Come on, guys. Come on,
You've
Victoria.
got 1 minute left until your entree should be on the table.
Make sure every element on every plate is perfect, guys.
Got a little bit more for that one?
It's the final minute. My hands are shaking. I can't stop. I know it tastes good and it looks okay, but I am very, very nervous.
Which ones are we going to give to them?
Oh, I'm not going to think of that at the minute, if you don't mind.
30 seconds,
30
guys.
seconds leave. Is there anything we've missed? Does it need anything else?
I am so fired up right now. I know exactly what needs to be done. Kane knows exactly what he needs to do. I don't want to leave. I want to continue cooking in my kitchen walls.
You've timed this perfectly.
13 seconds, quick.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Stop it! I'm not got time to clean.
2, 1.
That's it, guys. Step away from the benches. Time's up.
Bringing our entree up to the judges, it looks great. I've tasted it and I'm really happy with it. So hopefully the judges will feel the same way.
Thank you.
I know at various points through this first hour and a half, I seem like a chicken with no head, but Melanie's been all over it. Everything's been organised perfectly, and the entree looks spectacular, so I can't wait for the judges to try it.
Gee, tough call.
Thanks, teams. Your mains need to be served in 1 hour. Your time starts now.
Cream.
All right, judges, let's start with the quail.
Sure.
Bon appetito.
Grazie.
Nicely seared.
Very crispy.
It is. That quail really is cooked well, isn't it? It's nice.
The breast is so pink and succulent.
What do you think about the mushrooms?
I think the mushroom should have been chopped up.
Well, really, I think they're adding a beautiful texture under the skin of that quail.
They're just very classic flavours. Bacon, onion, spinach, mushrooms.
That's a very firm start.
The quail is just really easy to eat. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable. You could go back for heaps more, I reckon.
Quail's cooked perfectly. Let's move on to Ken and his tartare.
Let's.
It's missing a touch of salt.
Just a touch. It's almost a pinch. Yeah, just finishes a little short on the palate.
On the palate, yeah.
It needs that touch of salt.
And nashi pear is probably my least favourite fruit in the world. I find it really watery and
boring.
Yeah, no substance to it. But in this,
Well, I find it refreshing. I find that
I love
burst
it.
of...
I'm loving that sexy richness of the egg yolk and the meat and the soy and the sesame. It's
I
beautiful.
love that, yeah.
And a
I
little
agree with
spike
that.
of chilli in the back. Delicious.
Sammy, which one would you choose if you had to? You would have that?
Beef. Yeah, I'd choose the beef as well, but they're pretty close because they're both good.
Look at our plates. We've really enjoyed eating it.
Both plates.
Yes.
We've got a real competition on our hands tonight.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Next,
this is a sudden death cook-off. Every second counts.
the race is on to avoid a main course meltdown.
James, did you not do enough bread?
Both teams have served up some wonderful entrees, but now they've got less than an hour to get their mains out to us, and I can't wait to see what they produce.
For the main, we're making a Hainanese chicken with rice and chicken broth.
All right, so rice is on.
but my priority now is to check on the dessert. So I look at the black rice, it seems to be cooking well, but I need to add coconut cream and lime, so there's lots of flavours to still go into the sticky rice.
Is that enough sugar there?
Oh my God. Don't worry about cleaning up,
Well,
James.
I need a chopping board, don't I?
For main today, we're making a fish stew with a tomato base and a rui on the side. The rui is traditionally served with a fish stew, and it really is just a garlicky mayonnaise. You spread it on the bread and you eat it with the juices of the stew.
Have you got your capsicum on, James?
No.
You need to, because you can't make it without it.
I haven't made the rui a great number of times, so I'm a little bit nervous about making it today.
It's starting to blister already.
To make rui, I'm just adding some sourdough, garlic, paprika, capsicum, and make it into a nice paste to spread on the bread.
Fiddly little job, this one.
Good work, guys. Well done.
I'm lifting the lid on the stock pots and my first piece of chicken comes out. It looks cooked. It looks the way I want it to look.
Are they cooked through? They should be cooked through, but I'm going to check it anyways.
Kane and Lee with their chicken dish, you know, they have to make sure the chicken is perfect because it's such a simple dish. It's all about that chicken. So overcooked and tough, game over.
I'm just hoping this chicken hasn't poached for too long in this stock.
Is it falling off as well, as it usually does?
I have to cut into it to know whether it's actually cooked perfectly, though.
Looks good.
It's good. I set the chicken aside and I'm moving on to sauces.
What do you need me to do?
Chop up the coriander with the roots as well.
We're making 3 sauces with this dish. The first one is a chili lemon sauce, which has a chili hit, but it's a little bit sour as well. The second sauce is a ginger, spring onion and coriander sauce and some hot peanut oil to scald the ingredients.
Does it need any extra seasoning?
I'm going to taste it.
The last sauce is a sweet soy that's going to be poured over the chicken. The judges wanted sauces. We are giving them sauces.
You right with that soy?
Yeah, just need to get the right balance of flavour. My mum's probably going to think I'm mad for doing this because there are so many components.
You've got to focus, guys, because one team will be going home tonight.
Come on.
The most important thing today is to make sure the base for the stew is delicious. You can't expect for fish to just carry the stew on its own. I drain the fish stock. It's beautiful. It smells delicious. There's very little I need to do to the shellfish and to the fish. I need to just chop the heads off the prawns and I just have to cut up the calamari.
Melanie's cut the heads of the prawns off. I would have used those heads to really flavour that soup, really.
Rui's in the fridge, the bread's in the oven.
I've partially cooked the seafood in a pan. I'm hoping that it will finish cooking in the stew and that we'll have enough time. I could probably do with an extra 5 minutes to get it to all come together, but we may not have that time.
10 minutes to go, guys.
Go, Tassie. Come on, come on.
At this point, you should be thinking about how it's going to look on the plate.
So should I start chopping chicken? Can I put that straight into the bowl?
Yes, yes, yes.
Chopping up chicken with a cleaver. I am petrified that I'm going to chop my finger off.
Don't be scared if it's a bit red.
Yeah.
The bones are actually quite tough, so you have to give it a good whack.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So this chicken's going to go straight into the bowl on the plate.
Done.
Garnishes are almost done.
You know what I think about Kane and Lee today is they've really thought about the dishes, not only in how they're going to cook them, but how they're going to plate them up as well. And you can see it here on the main course. They've got crockery out, they've got 3 different dishes on top of the square plate. It already looks like it's taking shape.
That's right.
Come on, Lee.
Come on, Victoria.
There's 9 of those.
You just have to clean plates. Clean plates like usual. Not yet. Please, just James.
Got to just try and be really careful that the same quantities of seafood are being put into each plate. We don't want one of the judges getting 2 prawns and one not getting any at all.
Check all the details, guys. Everything needs to be perfect and complement your dish.
Yeah, I don't know about your rui. I think it's pretty crap, darling. Did you taste it?
Yeah.
And you like it? Yeah. I just think it's a bit garlicky.
I don't really feel 100% confident with it being there, but I allow him to put it on the plate.
Team Jolly have 2 minutes left. Make them count, guys. Come on.
Does this need to be cut finer?
No, it's fine.
You sure?
Yep.
Come on, guys.
Good, smells good. There's no room for error.
Come on, Victoria.
Plating looks great. It's awesome. Woo!
This is it, you've got 1 minute left.
This is a sudden death cook-off. Every second counts. Come
Go,
on.
Tassie. Go, James.
James, we don't need any more. We do need you to clean plates, though.
Ginger there.
30 seconds left, teams. This is it.
Have they all got bread? No.
Final touches, guys. Come on. Go, go, go.
James, did you not do enough bread?
Yeah. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it. Time's up. Step away from the benches.
I thought you did 10 plates.
You have to do 10, you idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, guys. Good job.
Taking the main course to the judges, all I'm thinking is don't drop the broth.
Thank you.
Just looking at the plates, I'm so happy because whatever we've envisioned is on that plate.
We're really hoping that apart from the fact that they like what we've cooked, that they can see that it's come from a kitchen filled with love.
All right, teams, you've got 30 minutes to have desserts ready for us and on the table. Your time starts now.
Let's try Melanie and James fish stew.
Looks delicious.
Thank you.
It does. It looks impressive, doesn't it? Gorgeous colours.
I think the soup presents really well. I've made this a million times. It looks as though my guys make it, and the colour's fantastic.
I'm loving the richness that it's got to it.
A lovely background flavour. My scallop was cooked perfectly. I don't know about anyone else's.
It is cooked perfectly.
The fish is a bit overcooked, though.
Blue-eyed trevally is probably the wrong fish to use in a stew.
Very dry. I'd use something like a mackerel.
Has anyone tried the bread yet?
It's too strong.
Whoa.
It's burning.
It's supposed to be a roux, and it doesn't look like a roux to me.
No.
It's very overriding, that flavour of garlic.
We won't be kissing anyone for days after eating that.
They've got the idea of this dish.
Yeah.
It's just some of the execution.
Yeah, I like the soup.
I really like the garlicky bread, personally.
I think we should move on to Candice chicken.
Traditional, clean, beautiful.
Fresh.
If you got that put in front of you at a restaurant, I'd be excited. Bon appetito.
The last time I ate a version of this dish, I was in Beijing, and this one is better.
Wow.
And that's a big call.
I love the way they've been sincere to the origin of where this dish comes from, and you saying it's better than something you've eaten in Beijing is huge.
I think I like the fish soup better. I think this is a bit bland to me.
This is really difficult because there's such different flavours.
Come on, Karen. Come on, Lee.
Oh, they might be a bit soft, hey?
Yeah, I think we might need the harder
ones.
We've only got 30 minutes to get this dessert to the judges.
Taste this and see if it needs more lime.
We're making a sweet black rice pudding with kaffir lime leaf, bananas, and toasted coconut.
I don't want this to stick. This can't burn.
This is our last chance to get it right and show them what we're made of.
You know, I really hope Kane and Lee have learnt their lesson from their instant restaurant when they served us that Asian dessert of sweet red bean soup that wasn't sweet.
I'm just disappointed again.
It's a balancing act, and everything relies on this dessert.
They're good bananas? They're nice and firm, that's good.
Right.
We're making chocolate fondants with creme de menthe and chocolate ice cream for dessert. We've prepared our dessert pretty much in the entree portion of today, so we just need to get the fondants into the oven and plate up the ice cream, make some chocolate decorations.
I go straight into the chocolate work, and Melanie starts helping me out by crushing up the peppermint crisp bar so that I can crumble that over the chocolate work.
Just make them plain. I'm trying to keep, they have to be all the same.
Just trying to basic circle, my hands are shaking like this, so it's a bit of a disaster at this point.
You've only got 20 minutes until we want those desserts on the table.
Right, stop shaking.
Come on, Victoria. Remember, teams, presentation is crucial.
I think adding a couple of slices of kaffir lime leaf is going to help our dessert.
What do they like to eat? Try it.
Because it's a warm dessert, when it hits the table, it's just going to have the aroma of the toasted coconuts, the bananas, and the kaffir lime leaf as well.
Are they too chewy? I'm just going to put a pinch, like maybe one. It's silly to put it on if they're just going to pick it off. I think we should leave it on.
It's actually starting to look like music notes.
It's very clever. I actually think James is doing a great job with the chocolate decorations, and I like the musical notes and things that he seems to be playing around with.
How are you, darling? You good?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. So tell me what you're doing.
I'm just going to grate some chocolate to fold through the ice cream.
Making ice cream is a science. You've got recipes to follow. When you use alcohol, like creme de menthe, you've got to be careful how much you put because it doesn't freeze.
Do you think it's going to be set on time?
It doesn't set like a really hard ice cream. That's what I was expecting.
So
It's
just
going
like
in a little
creamy-
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's how I like it. That's, yes.
And your fondants have been in the fridge for a
They've
while?
been in the fridge, so I'm about to put them in the oven. They'll only take about 8 minutes, I would think.
Musical as I'll get today.
What's that?
What's that?
Is that part of your dessert?
It's just the insides of that, using that for the crumble on top.
Be interesting to see what the judges say about the peppermint crisp that Mel has used for the garnish on top of the chocolate.
It's got mint in it.
We've melted dark chocolate, 70%
put some-
chocolate. We've just sprinkled that just for colour.
Is it necessary for the dish? I'm not sure. You know, they should concentrate on making great sorbet and a great pudding and forget about the little triple clef thing.
How many are you making?
I'll probably stop now.
This one's really sweet, so hopefully I haven't gone too sweet with it.
This competition means so much to me because each week we're getting better and better. So I want to continue the journey. I don't want to go home yet.
Go, James. Come on, guys. 5 minutes left. Keep focus.
This is the last time you're cooking in kitchen headquarters. You better make it count.
We take the fondants out of the oven. We try one.
How's that one?
Beautiful.
Melanie and James for dessert are doing a chocolate fondant with chocolate and creme de menthe sorbet. Fondant means melting in French, and basically it's a self-saucing pudding. And when you crack it, the sauce pours out of the inside.
I actually think the consistency is perfect. I'm really happy with them. They're delicious.
All right, we need to get it in now, okay?
Be quick.
Sprinkle this first.
For dessert, Kane and Lee, you're doing a sweet black rice pudding with toasted coconut, kaffir lime, and fresh
You
banana.
need to keep spooning, otherwise there's nothing I can do. Clean it later.
Can you clean the plates later?
Yes, I will. You just need to hurry.
Any dusting work on the plate? No?
Who does plates? Yep. Oh, please tell me we've not got... Oh, no, James, the one we ate, we needed, I think. Oh, there you go. We've just lost the competition.
When we look down at the bench and realise there's one plate without fondant on it, we just think it's all over. There's nothing we can do at this point. It's too late to make more. Now, there's 11, and there's actually 11 plates there and 10 serves of fondant. It's such a relief to find out that we're not one fondant short.
Come on, guys, final touches.
We finally get the black rice pudding into the bowls.
We're cutting a bit finely.
Clean the back.
These purple stains, they won't come out with just a dry towel. So I'm frantically running all around the kitchen trying to clean these white bowls.
Plating up the sorbet, and it is the consistency that I would use at home. It actually looks good and it's got a lovely flavour.
1 minute left, guys. It's make or break time. Pick up the pace.
Happy with the amount of banana we've got?
Yep.
If it's not right on the plate, don't put it on.
This is it, your last 30
Quick,
seconds.
go.
Come on, guys. Detail.
This one here, look.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up, guys. Stepping away from the benches. Well done.
I'm really relieved that it's over, and we're really proud of ourselves as a couple.
It looks great. I hope it tastes great. I hope it's a good finish to our 3-course meal.
And the finale. Chocolate's always a winner, and I'm hoping that the judges are chocoholics and they're going to love our dessert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to stick around in this competition. We want to continue learning from Pete and Manu and all the other teams as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to let it go yet.
Thanks, teams. We'll see you soon with the scores. Let's try Kane and Lee's dessert.
I love how you get that little bit of lime and then the smoothness of the banana just kind of kicks in. It's beautiful. I really like
The
it.
rice could be a little bit denser. There could be more rice through the mix.
If you eat the rice by itself, it is very subtle and probably not enough sweetness.
Oh, not for me. Not at all. I love it.
I do find it very pleasant, and I find that the banana and the coconut and the kaffir lime together just enhances it all and makes it work.
Dig into it.
The rice itself is just bland. It's not sweet enough for my liking that. If it was too sweet, it'd be sickly.
Melanie and James's fondant.
Sure.
Let's go.
We're moist.
It looks a little raw, doesn't it?
Yep.
The flavour's nice.
It's not cooked.
A fondant should be not soft in the middle, it should be runny.
It's like licking the leftover of the mixing bowl.
I feel the ice cream's had a little trouble setting because it has way too much sugar content in there.
What is the bluish green on top of the treble clef?
It's a chocolate and mint bar.
Oh, peppermint
So they've
crisp.
just got a bar and cracked it up.
That's not cooking.
What are your thoughts on the mint and chocolate combination?
Very old-fashioned thing to do, and it shouldn't be on the menu anymore.
The dessert's a failure.
Yeah.
Still to come,
For one of you, this competition is over tonight.
the final judgment. Then,
We need all of you to pack your bags for a week.
an announcement that nobody sees coming.
Head on the chopping block. Choose the best quality ingredients from Coles to get that unfair advantage.
I like it. You like it?
I'm relieved that the cook-off is finished. If this is the last time we cook at headquarters, then I'm happy with what we've done.
If we had to go home today, we've put up a really good fight. I have no regrets.
Melanie and James, Kane and Lee. Coming into this sudden death cook-off today, we had a fight on our hands. Two strong teams with very different menus. We had high expectations, and we needed you to deliver.
Unfortunately, for one of you, this competition is over tonight.
Melanie and James, for entree tonight, you served grilled quail with spinach. For main course, seafood and potato stew. And for dessert, warm chocolate fondant with creme de menthe sorbet. Our guest judges will score first.
Mel and James, your quail dish was good, although I thought the dish was a little safe. I would have liked to have seen a splash of vinegar or a handful of grapes. It would have made this good dish fabulous. The chocolate fondant, with a little bit more cooking, would have been a lovely dish. Tonight, I think you lacked a little bit of finesse and technique in the kitchen. I'm giving you a 6.
Thanks, Karen.
Toby?
The fish stew is a dish I've made in every single restaurant I've ever worked in. The cooking of the seafood was a little up and down, but the depth of flavour was really beautiful, and I love that you guys use fresh tomatoes. One more little bad thing about it was the potato in my particular fish stew was a little raw. For your menu this evening, I give you a 6.
Thanks, Toby.
Tonight, I thought that your sorbet just had way too much sugar for me. I was looking for some sort of a foil to the rich chocolatiness, and I didn't get that. Tonight, I'm going to give you a 5.
Guy? I'll tell you what, when that quail came to the table, I thought, wow. I love the fact that you just use the pan juices from the quail as the sauce. For tonight's efforts, I'm giving you a 6.
Melanie and James, your quail entree is the food that I love to eat. I can't fault it.
The stew and the roux. Firstly, I wouldn't call that a roux.
The fish for me was overcooked, and it wasn't the right choice of fish, I think, for a seafood stew. Overall, the flavour was wonderful, as long as you didn't eat the roux on top of the bread, which was great that it was separate.
Dessert is a science because alcohol and sugar doesn't freeze very well.
I have made it before with exactly how I did today, and it has set, but...
You've got to put onto the plate something you're happy with.
I don't think it was technical ability that let us down today. I really think most things would have been fixed with just a little bit of extra time.
For your menu tonight, I give you a 6.
Melanie and James, I'm scoring you a 6. That gives you a grand total of 35.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
We know that all 6 judges can be very harsh critics, so our score of 35 out of 60, it's above average, so we're reasonably happy with that.
I'm a little bit nervous just because our menu is so different to theirs, so you just never know.
Ken and Lee, for entree, Korean beef tartare with pine nuts and soy dressing. Mine of Hainanese chicken with rice. And for dessert, sweet black rice pudding with bananas. Let's see how you did with the guest judges.
Kane and Lee, your Korean tartare, at first glance, looked a little clumsy, but when I tasted it, I thought you had balanced the flavours beautifully. I really loved the little Asian journey. It was fantastic. I give you an 8.
Oh my God.
Toby?
I've a tartare in my restaurant that looks exactly the same. And I know that those ingredients have to be perfectly balanced, otherwise it's a train wreck. And you guys balanced them perfectly this evening. Tonight I also give you an 8.
Thanks, Toby. Thank you.
Kane and Lee, now, you didn't realise this, but you were very brave to cook Hainanese chicken rice for me. I eat it all the time. Amazing. It's gorgeous. I loved it. I gave you an 8.
Guy?
I loved the sticky rice, and I really liked the coconut and the kaffir lime there as well. You had a concept and you stuck to it. Your execution was near perfect. I gave you an 8.
We're on 32 now. I look over at Mel and James and see it on their faces that they know they're probably going home.
The presentation was fantastic. Your rice reminded me your sweet red bean soup at your instant restaurant, and I was quite scared. Was it better? Yes, it was. I give you an 8.
Thanks, mate.
By far, the best 3-course menu we've seen this competition so far.
Means we've probably got the worst 3-course menu and the best 3-course menu.
The score I'm giving you tonight is an 8.
Thanks, mate.
That gives you a grand total of 48.
We didn't want to leave the competition tonight, so we've achieved that goal. It's a great feeling.
Melanie and James, unfortunately, it means that you're eliminated. We've seen some great things from you. We've seen some great foods, and especially tonight, you excelled yourselves.
I've had the most amazing time, met the most amazing people. I think I'll always be a better sax player than a bean cutter.
And hopefully, Melody, you can cook some beautiful food that complements James's music next time we see you.
And stop kissing each other.
You can...
It's sad to be eliminated from My Kitchen Rules at this stage of the competition. It's been a huge adventure, something that we'll remember forever.
Oh my God.
They're here.
Are we good?
We've made friends that we're going to have for the rest of our lives.
Enjoy, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, we've got blueberry and lemon hot cakes.
This is beautiful.
The people's choice today is Melanie and James.
There we go. Last one for you, beautiful. Have a great day. We've had an absolutely amazing time. We've cooked some good meals. We've cooked some not so good meals. But I don't regret a single moment, and I hope that we've made Tasmania proud.
Come on, you show off. We have to go.
Remaining teams, everyone, to the stairs now.
We've had so many surprises in this competition so far.
I actually think it's a surprise if we don't get a surprise.
Every time we farewell someone from the competition, the grand final gets one step closer for the teams that remain. So far, we've travelled all around Australia, but where we haven't been yet is to the heart of our country and to one of the most magical places on earth. We need all of you to pack your bags for a week. Teams, we're going to the Outback.
Woo! Excellent, that's cool.
Next time on My Kitchen Rules.
Welcome to the red centre of Australia.
Gonna try and channel my inner boyhood scout. Looks like we're in a bit of trouble.
In their toughest cooking challenge yet.
It's back to basics.
The wind, the heat, the flies.
Holding onto a freaking drum full of fire.
Our teams will learn
The heat's just got to me and I've snapped.
Uh-oh, something's wrong.
the Outback is full of surprises.
Kitchen headquarters just seems like a walk in the park now.